Hi there, I'm Nikunj Gohil, and today we are going to take session about EIGRP. So let's first know the concept of EIGRP. EIGRP stands for Enhanced Interior Gateway Routing Protocol. As in the full name, it is a routing protocol and it is a dynamic routing protocol. And as we are going to learn about EIGRP, so I'm assuming that you already know about the static routing and little bit about RIP. So this is EIGRP, sometimes also known as a advanced distance vector routing protocol. Distance vector routing protocol. So as I already told you that you need to know about little bit RIP. So RIP is a distance vector protocol working on a metric hop count, but this is EIGRP very advanced with multiple features. So this is known as advanced distance vector. Let's take a more detail. So it is a working with protocol number 88 and it's a pure protocol. Why I'm saying that it's a pure protocol? Because as we already discussed about RIP, then RIP is a working in UDP protocol with the port number 520. But EIGRP is not working in any protocol and not under any protocol. It's a pure protocol. Okay. Third point of EIGRP is that it is working with metric is 5K value. As RIP only working with metric hop count is a pure distance vector, but EIGRP working with 5 different K value. What is a K value? So here I'm talking like 5K value. So it's a K value different 5. Like a K1 is known as a bandwidth. In normal talking, like it's also known as our speed. Okay. K2 is a load. K3 is a delay. K4 means reliability. And K5, last but not the least, K5 is a MTU. MTU means maximum transmission unit. Okay, so as the 5K value, it's a name here, we are going to take every topic detail discuss in the later session, but right now just brief. The bandwidth means what is the speed of our port and cable, what is the load on that port number, how much delay if we going to take send any data or say any protocol or any like a ping packet, etc. Reliability means that path is reliable or not, and MTU means how much maximum data I send at a time. So that's why EIGRP known as an advanced distance vector. So because it's working with this 5K value, not only metric like a distance or like a hop count, it's working with this 5K value, and after that, on the result of this combination, EIGRP decide the best path for the routing. Okay, so let's going more detail about EIGRP. EIGRP also support a VLSM and FLSM type of IP. Means in short, like it's a subnetted IP. Subnetted IP supported by EIGRP. And in the subnetted IP, both types like first is FLSM and second is VLSM. Fixed length subnet mask and the variable length subnet mask. Both type of IP supported by EIGRP, and after that EIGRP EIGRP always do multicast while sending update. If I'm talking about RIP, then RIP mostly do the broadcast update. And if we're talking about RIP version 2, then sometimes it's also do the multicast. But EIGRP always do the multicast while sending the update. Okay. And in the update, there are also multiple features which we going to take after little bit practical, like basic EIGRP configuration. The last point of EIGRP, last but not the least, like EIGRP support by default. Why I'm talking by default? Like by default, support hop count till 100. As I already told, that RIP only support hop count 16, means 0 to 15, 16 is unreachable. In same way, EIGRP support till the count 100. And I'm talking like by default. Why? Because we can configure later till 255. Means suppose some big topology or scenario, if we not sufficient with the 100 hop count, then we also make a change in the EIGRP routing concept and we can configure it till 255 hop count. So it's a very far reachability. Okay, RIP is like a used for small network or not very big network. Okay, so this is the theory concept and the features of EIGRP. We going take all topic with detail, but first let's do some practical with EIGRP. So here for the EIGRP practical, you also need to know about the AS number. What is AS number? So it is a logical number for grouping network. If you want to create a group of network, means like let's say example like in the RIP or in the static routing. Okay, let's say we are not discussing about static routing here because it's not a routing protocol, but in the RIP it's always do the multicast and we not differentiate the routing table or the network for the different purpose. But EIGRP have features like AS number. In these features, we are able to differentiate the different network in different group. Okay, let's more about this discussion so you can understand easily. Like it's a 16-bit number, and if you count the 16-bit value possibility, then it's a near about like 65536. And if according to networking or technical device always counting start from 0, so number possibility is starting from 0 to 65535. And in that also there are concept of private and public. Like if you know about the IP address, there are little bit range fixed as a private IP address for some private work or local company work. So same funda in the AS number also there are some private range. Like if I'm talking about starting from 0 to 64511 range for public, and like range from remaining like 64512 to 65535. It's range for private using. Okay, what is this? As I already told that it is a logical grouping number. So when I teach you the configuration of EIGRP, you can easily understand about this. Okay, so basic configuration of EIGRP. We right now just take a 3 router or 2 router for communicating different network using EIGRP. So in the EIGRP, the syntax is like that. Syntax command. We need to go into the configuration mode, router configuration mode. So let's say in the config, I need to write router, after that EIGRP, and after that I need to write here AS number. And if you want to communicate all the network in this EIGRP, then AS number must be matched. If you put different AS number in the different router, then it will known as a grouping funda, means the different grouping, and the different AS number will not able to communicate directly with the other AS number until and unless we doing the redistribute. So let's direct do the practical. This is the packet tracer. I am going to take two router. So normally I put the router 0 beside and using router 1 and router 2. The same router, so we are using cross cable. Here 0/0 and here 1/0. Both router have right now port is a shutdown. So open the router 1. Yes or no. In the starting point, this is a no. Enable configure terminal. Let's do the set host name R1 interface fast Ethernet 0/0 IP address. Let's take the range network range here like 12.0.0/8, and here we configure two loopback like here 1.1.1.1, or here the router to loopback is 2.2.2.2, and we need to communicate all the network using EIGRP. By default, this network is directly connected with both routers. So using this IP address, both router can ping each other. But router 1 don't know about this loopback and router 2 don't know about this loopback. So we are going to use EIGRP for communicating all. So in the router 1, in the fast Ethernet 0, I am setting IP address like 12.0.0.1. Subnet mark as a class A. After that, no shutdown, exit, interface, loopback, 1 IP address 1.1.1.1 to have a 0/0/0. No shutdown, don't need to do the no shutdown in the loopback. So let's say exit and let's go to the router 2. In the router 2 again, yes or not or no. Enable configure terminal. Port name is R2, interface, fast Ethernet 1/0, IP address 12.0.0.2 to 5.0.0.0, and no shutdown. Exit. Okay. After that, interface loopback 2, IP address 2.2.2.2 to 5.0.0.0, and exit. So if you need to know that our configuration is working properly or not, then go back the privilege mode and type the command show IP interface brief. So here you know that fast Ethernet 0/0 is configured as a 12.0.0.1. Status is okay, method is manual, the port status is up, and protocol is also up. Port status is used for like no shutdown or shutdown administratively, like other port is administrated down, and this is for service and protocol. So both is up, and in the loopback also the 1.1.1 off and out. Let's check in the router 2. Again go back and show IP interface, brief. So here also fast Ethernet 1/0 IP address setup is 12.0.0.2 up, manual up, and in the loopback also 2.2.2 just manual up and up. So just re-verify the port number like 0/0 in router 1. So it's okay, correct. And router 2 has a 1/0, then router 2 has a 1/0. Then IP address is set up. And this is the normal process is known as a link up. Like we configure the IP address and no shut down the all the port. Let's configure the EIGRP. So I'm going to router 1 and in the configuration mode, type the router EIGRP. If you do question mark here, then you know that you can able to put the port, AS number as a 1 to 65535. So I'm taking example as like a 10 AS number and then enter. So I'm right now in the EIGRP mode, configure router mode. Okay. Here I need to advertise the network so that EIGRP send that network entry to the other router. Okay. So for that the command is network keyword, and after that you need to write the network ID. Here router 1 has a two network like 12 and 1. Both are simple class A, and this is a class 2 network. So we don't need to use wildcard mask. Means what? Like if you know about RIP, then this is the simple process, like write down the network keyword and the network ID like this. But here EIGRP have also one more features like question mark do. Then you also find that here the option of wildcard bits, but it's not necessary all time. like EIGRP is a smart protocol, then it always automatically detect according to IP address. But if we use the FLSM or VLSM like subnetted IP address, then we must need to assign the wildcard mask with the network ID. Right now I'm not configured that. Just put it enter. Other network like 1.0.0.0, the loopback network, and exit. Here you need to focus because EIGRP also have multiple features. So please focus here. The router 2, in the router 2, router EIGRP. Again, I need to configure same AS number. So in the router 1, I am taking AS number as a 10. So in the router 2, I am also configured with the 10. Here, if I advertise the network like loopback 2.0.0.0, then it will easily configure. But when I am advertise the network, physical network like 12.0.0.0, then you got a notification. In the RIP, there are no any notification by default while you configuring routing or advertising network. But in the EIGRP, there is a notification you got for the neighborship. I am putting enter. You can see the dual neighbor change. Okay, NBR means neighbor change. IP EIGRP 10. This is the EIGRP 10. Neighbor 12.0.0.1. This is router 2. This IP address is 12.0.0.2. And our neighbor means the router 1 have a IP is at 12.0.0.1. So we create a neighborship with the router 1 using this interface, and this is the message for new agency. Means the neighbors is up. And if you got this type of notification after advertising network, that means you already make a neighbor with router 1 and you also do the connection or communicate with the router 1. Let's check it. Exit. One more exit. In the previous mode, I am doing the ping like 1.1.1.1, the loopback of router 2. Sorry. From the router 2, I am ping with loopback of router 1. So I am able to ping easily. If you check, so IP route command for the routing table, then you got the detail like the one network is getting from D. D means EIGRP. Why it's D? So if you focus here, the dual writing here. What is dual? Dual is the algorithm of EIGRP where EIGRP is working. So here I also add one more point like it's working with dual algorithm. Okay, what is dual? The dual stand for diffusing update algorithm. And what is diffusing update? Then I also already told you that we are going the update, multicast sending update or multiple different features of update in the letter. So I also explain this diffusing update funda, why this algorithm is in the EIGRP letter. Okay, so right now here you got the notification, and in the router one also you can see you got the notification of neighborship with router 2 IP address and up. So this is the more reliable funda because you got the notification that your communication is generated. So from the router 1, I can also able to ping with router 2, like ping 12.0.0.2, it's successful, and ping with the loopback 2.2.2.2. It's also successful. If you saw the routing table, then 1 and 12. According to topology, you can see that one network and 12 network is directly connected with router 1, while the 2 network is getting update from EIGRP. D means EIGRP. Okay. This is the AD value. We also going to talk about this. What is AD value? AD value is a administrative distance. In the simple funda, if I explain you, then normal human is counting the distance using kilometer or meter from one place to another place. And according normal funda, like a human decide the small path for the routing, like a RIP. Okay, means if I want to go from one place to another place, normally I priority with the small route, small path. But I also get the all detail about that part, that that path is reliable or not, is a highway or a small way. Okay. So REAP is like that, only working with distance. But the EIGRP is a advanced distance vector. So it's also working with this AD value and this 5K value. So if you get the update from EIGRP, then EIGRP by default AD value is 90. But you also heard about that EIGRP have a two AD value, because EIGRP have a two different funda, like internal EIGRP and external EIGRP. What is that? Sorry, external EIGRP. So what is that? Internal EIGRP means if you get the update of EIGRP from the same AS number, then its AD value is 90. So here we already set the EIGRP with the same AS number. So I getting the update of that network using the AD value 90. We also take a next session with the different AD value communications, and at that time you got that here the metric value is become 170. Yes, the external EIGRP AD value is 170. Okay. So here we configure the basic EIGRP concept using two router and two loopback. Normal funda, router don't know about other router loopback. So we going configure the EIGRP, and after the EIGRP and network advertising, both router can communicate with all network. You can see this two command is very useful. First is show IP interface brief for the knowing the status about port number, port status and port IP address. Okay, and the second command is show IP route for the routing table, that router 1 and router 2 or any router, how much network they have in the network table or routing table.